In many parts of the world, but especially the tropical regions, forests are being destroyed to turn them into farm or building land. Despite government efforts, this is continuing at an alarmingly high rate in many countries. By contrast, forests in the Northern Hemisphere are expanding and generally are well looked after. The region covered by the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe lies entirely in the Northern Hemisphere, stretching from North America to the Russian Federation and Central Asia, via Western and Eastern Europe, and takes in 56 member states. More than 40% of the world's forests lie within the UNECE region. Throughout most of Europe, our forests are in good health. Foresters have been taking care of forests for many centuries, and today the area of forest is actually increasing in Europe as a whole. No matter how carefully we tend our forests, however, there are some things over which we have little control. Forest fires, storms, droughts, insect and fungal pests, and pollution can all damage forests. Of course, forests have faced such natural threats throughout history, and some plants and animals need these dramatic changes to survive. However, there is more and more evidence that some of our human activities are putting forests under stress. For example, global climate change, which appears to be producing more frequent storms, floods or droughts, and allowing some insects to extend their range and reach epidemic numbers. The Forestry and Timber section of UNECE FAO works to ensure that pan-European forests continue to be looked after and that threats are identified and adequately addressed. We act as a trusted source of advice to countries about prevention of problems, legislation and long-term strategies, and we support regional efforts to respond effectively to the threats that forests face. We benefit greatly from the expertise and guidance of a network of specialists, with whose help we respond to the critical issues that affect the forest sector. Our goal is to make sure that the forest we pass on to our children is in the same condition or better than the forest we inherited from our parents. To pass on healthy, productive forests that support the countless plants and animals that need them for their survival, we need to be able to measure the condition of the forest. Only by understanding what changes are taking place over time can we hope to show that we are taking proper care of forests. So we work in partnership with governments, the private sector and non-governmental organisations to collect information that tells us if forests are expanding or shrinking and how well they're coping with some of the natural threats, such as storms, fires and insect pests and diseases. We look at how the markets for wood products are changing, identify trends and make forecasts. In these ways, we hope to allow those whose decisions can affect the health and vitality of forests to be aware of the potential impacts of their decisions. We are a small organisation, but through our contacts and activities, we aim to help the forest sector strengthen its contribution to society at large. We make the results of our work available in different ways, using modern information technology wherever possible, but not neglecting some of the more traditional ways, such as printed publications. Some of the most important and most appreciated of these are the Forest Products Annual Market Review, the State of Europe's Forests Report, and the European Forest Sector Outlook Studies. We also organise regular meetings of two important bodies of the United Nations, the European Forestry Commission of the Food and Agricultural Organization, and the Timber Committee of the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, which offer a neutral forum to discuss forests and the issues they face in an age where we place more and more demands on them. During these meetings, delegates from North America and the Pan-European region discuss the main challenges for the forest sector and look for solutions. For example, the European Forestry Commission recently discussed the effects that climate change might have on forest ecosystems and what can be done to lessen the impact of such change. By taking care of our forests and using them wisely, we can make sure that they continue to be stable and healthy, protecting their biodiversity, enhancing their recreational value, and enriching our lives.